I was listening to a podcast today, and on the podcast, the guy was kind of given, here's 6 or 7 decisions or questions that we need to ask ourselves. And as I was listening to those questions, I began to think about to myself, what do I need to ask myself? And I really kind of boiled it down to 2 questions. The first question is this, is what am I going to live for? The second question is what am I willing to die for? Let's look at those 2 questions for a second. The first, what am I going to live for? Now, when we think about that question, we often think about, man, what is my purpose? What are my values in my life? When I think about what you're going to live for is this, is ultimately, what are you going to do every day to make yourself better, to grow, to learn new things, to get better in your relationships, to get better in the things that you do? How are you going to make yourself better every day? What are you going to live for? As my grandfather always used to say, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, tomorrow's coming. Same thing in your life and mine. Tomorrow's coming. And you know what? What we live for, how we're going to make ourselves better, that's a very important question we got to ask ourselves. And how we live that out is by this. It's what we read. It's what we listen to. It's who we hang around. It is the inputs that we let into our life that make us better. Those are the things that are so important. So ask yourself that question. What am I going to live for? And then look at that second question. What am I willing to die for? And if the first question is about how you're going to make yourself better, the second question of what are you willing to die for is really a question about what are you going to do for other people. I think at the end of the day, that's one of the things that we need to be able to do in our life is how are we going to pour ourselves out into the lives of other people and find ways to add value to them. I think about the question, what am I willing to die for? There are names that come to my mind. Mandy, Thomas, Bethany, Demetrius, Aubrey. I mean, my mom, my dad, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law. I could go down, my brother. Just so many of those people that, you know what, man, if something was going to happen and I could step in the way and give my life for theirs, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I think sometimes we think about these big sacrifices that we can make for other people. But you know what? What are you willing to die for? Oftentimes it's the little decisions every day of being able to give up some of our time, give up some of our resources, give up some of our wisdom, some of our knowledge, give up ourselves so that other people can get better. So today I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. What are you going to live for? And what are you willing to die for? As I always say, if you want to hike the mountain, you do it one step at a time. I think what you live for and what you'll die for are 2 very important steps as you hike up the mountain. So spend some time pondering. And you know what? I think if we'll wrestle with those and get those answers, then our life may be the life that we always wanted it to be. Hike on, my friends.